and their first event, the loading race.
Well, Danny, they've got 5 objects to load. The first one, the cannonball, 265 pounds. Then the heaviest but smallest, the anvil, a sack, a keg, and a sack again. 75 seconds to do it all.
And first up then,
ladies and gentlemen,
we'll
representing
enjoy the strongman antics
Pavlo Kordiyaka.
of Ukrainian Kordiyaka,
representing Great Britain,
going head to head with the Brits, Flowers.
We have 2 debutants here, Danny. Now, I'm afraid to say, Shane Flowers hurt himself a bit in the warm-up. Bit of a surprise. He was training with the anvil just about 10 minutes ago and it bounced off the floor and launched itself with his foot. So hopefully he's okay. He seems okay. Kordiyaka in the red shorts there on the left. Oh, the Ukrainian! Goodness me, nearly had the anvil on his foot.
Yes, let's not make a habit of this, gentlemen, but Flowers moves on to the sack very hard to get to grips with that.
Doing really well. Yeah, that sack is just like a manhandler. It's got no corners to grip. On with the keg here. Good running from Flowers. He was hurting just a minute ago. This is really fighting through the pain for him.
Oh, well, you could see him just start to go there, Flowers. And Kordiyaka overtakes. Flowers struggling with that sack, manages to get it onto the... Oh, my goodness me, he is suffering today.
He really did well to brave it, but it was just too much weight. He's a big, heavy guy as well, of course. 48.7.
From
Bad time.
Pavlo
Let's see what the
Kordiyaka.
Ukrainian has. 43.7. Kordiyaka, so he is currently in the lead.
Oh, Kordiyaka, he grabbed his chance, that's for sure. Having fluffed the anvil, the second object of the 5.
Representing Bosnia,
So we move on
Nedžmin Ambešković.
to the first Bosnian athlete to compete at World's Strongest Man, Ambeskovic. Taking on another
Great
Brit
Britain,
from Wales,
Gavin
the
Bilton.
mighty Gavin Bilton.
Big Gavin Bilton, 6'6", well over 400 pounds. He's a giant of a man, a former soldier in the Welsh Guards. Oh my goodness me. Now these are 2 men with really big chests carrying objects. Doesn't make it any easier. The arms don't get any longer with weightlifting.
They should, by rights. But Bilton manhandles that anvil.
It wasn't the prettiest of loads. And Ambesković, well, he's a relative novice to strongman. He's a huge deadlifter. His powerlifting lifts are extraordinary, but he's maybe not quite as mobile as some of the other guys.
And Bilton forging ahead, gets that barrel up, no problem. On to his last item of the day.
Ambesković has had enough. Off he goes. This was always going to be the hardest event
Well,
for him.
there you go. Great work there from Big Gav.
Let's hear it for Bosnia's Nedžmin
And Ambesković really struggled with that anvil, didn't he?
Yeah, just one object, 10.2 seconds.
For Great Britain's Gavin Bilton.
Not a bad start from Big Gav.
45.76 for the Welsh Bull.
Very solid from Bilton. He was carrying the objects right up on his chest, and it's a high platform, and that made it all the easier to load them on.
Representing Canada, Maxime
On to the Canadian then.
Boudreault.
Boudreault, 3rd time, appearing at World's Strongest Man. Made it to the final for the first time last year, up against, well, this guy sort of appeared from nowhere. Took the sport by storm. He's Martins Licis, the 2019 World's Strongest Man.
And almost disappeared as quickly. And it's isn't it wonderful to have him back? It was a real shame. He just had too many aches and pains and couldn't take it anymore. Had a little bit of a hiatus, I guess, because he's back in the action and on to implement 2 here. And he looks just as quick and jet-propelled as he always used to be.
Yeah, speed is really something he's got in his wheelhouse. But then there's almost nothing he can't do. He just kind of believes he can do it and does it.
That's exactly right. He's got incredible self-belief. Here we go. Implement number 4, and he's ahead here of Max Boudreault, who's absolute dynamite normally. And that gives you a real benchmark. I think this is going to be the fastest, surely, by some margin.
This is a very fast time from Martins Licis, and he knows it. Boudreault just behind.
Well, he looks slow in comparison, but I think he's going to slot into 2nd place with that.
For Canada's Maxime
So wait to see here. Yes, indeed. 40.68. 2nd place is confirmed.
But how much
The winner
quicker
of
was Licis, 37.73. Martins Licis takes the loading race.
Great to see him back. There's nothing he doesn't have in his arsenal, and speed is absolutely world class. Probably the fastest strongman there is.
Well, a very strong start for the American Martins Licis with the first event win. Boudreault taking second, and the rookie from Ukraine, Kordiyaka, takes third. Over to James and Eddie.